what does Ryan Day need to do to get over the hump like Kirby? And this is from, what do we think that is, Matawan? Matawan, West Virginia? Somewhere in West Virginia. Thank you for watching. So, this is funny. It's funny because the standard in college football is so out of whack because of Nick Saban that Ryan Day has lost 5 games in 4 years, and people are asking, how does he get over the hump? He's over it. There is no hump. The only hump, quite literally, he hasn't gotten over is winning a national title. Winning a national title, this is going to be the most obvious statement of the evening, is extremely hard. It's not like Nick Saban makes it look. It's not like Bama has made it look. People don't even need to apply that scale to any coach, much less one who is half a decade in to his head coaching tenure. Now, did he get handed a very, very privileged situation? Of course he did. Did he earn it? Of course he did. So it's not like he was born on third base, contrary to allegations that have floated around the Big Ten. It's not like Ryan Day was born on third base and was not qualified to come home. They could have given that job to anyone. They chose Ryan Day. He took the job. They didn't give it to him. He took the job. The guy's lost 5 games in 4 years, and I'm being asked, how does he get over the hump? But I'm not trashing Raekwon. There are a lot of people who think this way. There are a lot of people who are critical of Ryan Day because the standard is so insanely high. It's the same way it was with Kirby. Remember when Kirby got to the national championship game in his second year, and it was that 2017 game, and they got blown out by Alabama. No, check that. They didn't get blown out, did they? They went to overtime with Alabama in his second year. It's a bounce of a ball either way. You know how the game ended famously, but it's a bounce of a ball either way. If you've gotten to overtime of a national championship game, you were good enough to win the game. You may not win the game, but you've been good enough to win the game, obviously. But they didn't win it. And in the bottom line sort of nature of this industry, there's this Grand Canyon, perceptionally, between having won one and having not won one. And that's not reality. The caliber of coach, the level of program, there's not this huge gulf between them winning that game and them coming out on the wrong side of an overtime thriller. They're the same caliber program. But because Kirby didn't win it that night, there were folks asking down south every day that ended in Y, is this just another Mark Richt? Is he underachieving? No, he wasn't underachieving. I got news for you, by the way. It was never an insult to be compared to Mark Richt. Mark Richt came that close in 2012, too. How different would Georgia football be if Mark Richt would have had one more play in his back pocket in 2012? Anyway, I'm saying that to say it's happening with Ryan Day now. I hope for his sake they can win a championship soon, because if not, he's going to have to listen to some of that same foolishness that you had to listen to about Kirby Smart. I mean, they were knocking on the door. Georgia has been in it every year aside from the first year. Even Saban had a mulligan his first year. They were in it every year, but because they hadn't won a national championship, which is so insanely hard to do. You are existing, by the way, in the same period as the greatest dynasty in the history of the sport. So the fact that you haven't won a championship your first 5 years as a head coach is not nearly the insult people think it is. But Kirby hadn't won one until like 10 minutes ago, so now all of a sudden he's arrived. Now all of a sudden he's great. He's no different than he was last December when he got run out of Atlanta by Alabama. He's no different. It's the same guy. He already was good, and now he's still good. Ryan Day already is good, and probably improving because they're very young. Nick Saban wasn't at Alabama the 5th year into his head coaching career. I can assure you of that. So Ryan Day has no hump to get over, in my opinion. Like the way I view the sport, he has no hump to get over. There's nothing Ryan Day needs to prove to me. But I do understand how important championships are. I get all that. I understand that this is about results at the end of the day. But Raekwon, I don't perceive him as needing to get over a hump. So, yeah, I guess he's in the best position to be the next coach to win his first title. But they're going to be there every year. Do you put yourself in position? When we get to November, are you in position? Are your playoff hopes and Big Ten championship hopes still alive at that point? Virtually every year, the answer to that question for Ohio State football is going to be yes. If you can get to November and the answer to that question is yes every year, you simulate this stuff enough times, you go through this enough times, you're going to win one. Maybe they'll win 4, but they're going to win one. It's not a question of if to me with Ryan Day. It is a question of when. But until we get there, because of the way the conversation gets shaped so often in this sport, There are going to be folks, even though he's got, what, 5 losses in 4 years, 4 losses, yeah, there you go. I undersold him. You're going to have people who ask, when's Ryan Day going to win one? When's he going to get over that hump? God bless you, Ryan Day. I'm told they're paying him enough that he is able to deal with that criticism, but still, from a principled standpoint, I bristle at it sometimes, so I'll stand up for Ryan Day. I'll defend you, Ryan. Come on the show whenever you want to, by the way.